That's confirmed. That's just Kitty Candy in the corner. Alright, so bottom level. Alright, 10 flight, 62, 1096. See what the problem is.
Welcome back to Ask the Mountlake Terrace Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple, and Code Enforcement Officer Mike Padgett has returned. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me, Teresa.
Yeah, we're going to talk now about driveways. We received a couple of questions from readers about what the rules are about how close you can park to a driveway, especially in areas where there's multifamily housing. People are finding that there's a lot of parking demand and people are parking pretty close or into their driveways. So tell me what the rules are about that.
Absolutely. So the city has adopted a parking code that prohibits people from parking within 5 feet of a driveway. Now, oftentimes, if you look at our arterial roads and some of our main thoroughfares in the city, these curbs will be painted in a painted yellow. And but what happens is oftentimes you get onto some of the smaller streets, less busy streets, and the curbs aren't painted yellow for the driveways, indicating that the driveway is within 5 feet. And so oftentimes people park within that 5 feet of the driveway. And again, the city's approach with this is we try to educate people. So we have we have 3 different routes we could take with this, but our most common is usually issuing a written warning to vehicles. Because again, oftentimes people are unaware of these codes. And so oftentimes what we find in the city is people will park within 5 feet of a driveway. Usually we like to go out and do our best to help educate people on the codes that the city has adopted for parking. And so oftentimes we'll write a written warning that will just let them know that they're in violation of our parking code of parking within 5 feet of a driveway. And usually that'll correct the problem. If it's somebody who's continuing to park within the 5 feet of the driveway, we will then usually issue a parking citation. And that will definitely get the attention and most likely correct the issue. So it's one of those things where it's really helpful. People within the community can reach out to us either online. You can visit the Mountlake Terrace website. You can go to the code enforcement link, and from there you'll be prompted on how to file an online complaint, especially regarding the driveways and doing your part there. Or you can also call Snohomish County 911 non-emergent number. But it is something that's really helpful for us when the people out there, if we don't have the opportunity to see it, if people can let us know.
So they can actually get out, you can actually get out there and see what it is, what the problem is, so you can see it firsthand.
Absolutely.
Can people take a picture? Is that acceptable as well? Like if everybody has a cell phone these days, is that something you would accept I forgot to ask you that earlier.
No, absolutely. And I think pictures are great. Pictures help out, especially if the vehicle is still in violation, and that goes for anything, not just parking within 5 feet of a driveway, but any parking violation. Pictures always help. But what has to happen is when we respond or we follow up to the complaint, the vehicle actually has to be in violation. So if somebody has a picture and you're like, wow, this car's been here, every time you come out, it leaves, and every time you leave, it comes back, and it actually has to be there. We have to physically see it in violation of one of our adopted codes.
Okay, that's helpful. That's good to know, and I think people would probably understand that. All right. So anything else I didn't ask or you wanted to add, or before we sign off?
No, the one thing I'd like to add is I know that the police department's grateful for the residents out there that really step up and try and help out and find, people in violation of parking codes. It is helpful for us. And so I know for me, I really appreciate that, and just thankful for those residents who care.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. And we will, at the end of this segment, have links to all of the things you talked about, or the phone number as well, for people so they know how to reach you. And appreciate you taking the time. And we will be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Mountlake Terrace Cop.